Patrick versus the Prince. Mahomes looking to punch his ticket to the Arrowhead Invitational, which may be in Atlanta. His numbers are striking. 11 playoff games, 3,400 yards, 28 passing touchdowns, 5 rushing touchdowns. Nick, what are you expecting from the Prince's nemesis?
I wonder.
Well, I mean, I'm expecting a Chiefs blowout.
Oh.
They've never lost in this round with Mahomes. Their only regulation loss in the playoffs ever with Mahomes was in the Super Bowl when they had 5 backup offensive linemen. Their first playoff game each year with Mahomes, they have, I have it right here, I'll give you the exact numbers, my apologies. They have won by 18, 21, and 21, and the one that was close, they were up 9 with the ball when Mahomes got knocked out of the game. Remember, against Baker Mayfield. Yep. Baker Mayfield almost got back-to-back playoff wins. What a time that was. And you also, Wilds, what do people call me?
Mr. Consistency.
Unfortunately, that might have to come to an end.
What?
Well, I got to
It should have been ended long ago.
Well, listen, my lawyers are on it, but I got a cease and desist. And I was surprised to get it because evidently it's been trademarked by someone previously. And that someone is Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, wow.
So can I show you guys something that, in all seriousness, will blow your mind, I think? His regular season and his playoff numbers, they are identical.
Pretty good.
The passer rating to the 10th of a point. The touchdown interception ratio within a few hundredths of a point. The completion percentage within a 10th of a point. He's the, statistically speaking, Stink, he's the best regular season quarterback ever. And in the playoffs, he just does the same thing.
Yeah.
What's disappointing is he can't pick up his game in the playoffs.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah.
I'm saying, kind of disappointing.
I expect Mahomes to be sensational. And for a team that they beat earlier this year by double figures, even though they turned the ball over 3 times and allowed a surprise onside kick, I don't think this will be competitive, unfortunately, for the Prince.
Let me look. There is only one bigger Patrick Mahomes fan on the planet than me, and he's sitting across the table from me.
Okay.
But because I'm not on his level in that fandom, I'm able to just look at the facts, all right, and remain objective.
All right, fact,
and Nick, look, I do expect Mahomes to be be but I found some numbers. You know, I was digging.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Let me
that
see 'em.
scare me.
Okay. Let me see.
Well, first of all, Jacksonville, I know they weren't sacking the quarterback early in the season, but lately, my goodness. 5 of their last 6 games, Nick, they have 3 or more sacks. Okay? That just made me say, Okay. All right, then I looked at Mahomes.
Trademarks.
In his last 4 games, playoff games, last 4 playoff games, Patrick Mahomes has 5 interceptions. Ooh. That's 2 more than Josh Allen has in his playoff career, 7 games. All right? And then 2 of the biggest games, the 2 out of those 4, the 2 games that were the biggest, the Super Bowl against Tampa Bay, last year in the AFC title game, he had 2 interceptions in each of those games. Then this is the kicker.
Okay.
In his last 4 games where he's been sacked 3 or more times, he has 2 interceptions in 3 of those games. So I'm just saying, if Jacksonville's able to put pressure on Patrick Mahomes,
I want you to say it, though.
It just makes a brother wonder.
I just want to say it.
I'm just throwing out facts.
I just want to hear it.
I'm just throwing out some facts.
Listen, people can, as Wilds would say, look up football reference. They want your opinion.
I think the Chiefs will win.
Do you think Mahomes turns the ball over?
Yes, at least once.
Oh, okay.
At least, and that's not a terrible thing. At least once.
It is a very bad thing when quarterbacks turn the ball over. I know Josh Allen skewed our brain. No, it's good.
Because they were basically in the same ballpark. Josh had 14 interceptions. Mahomes had, 12?
Let me give you the formula, how you beat the Chiefs. Okay, and I'll give you a stat that's going to lie. The Chiefs are 0-3 when they lose the time of possession battle. Okay? They've probably also won 7 games where they didn't have time of possession. They're that good. That doesn't really matter. That's just a faulty statistic. You want to shrink the game. That's part of what you want to do. What does that mean? Well, it means we want to win the time position. We want to run the football. But what we want to do is take advantage of the hubris that the Kansas City Chiefs have. What is that? We don't want to run the ball.
Yeah.
So you play a shell defense. You say you're going to have to just throw it underneath. We're going to rally up and tackle. Because remember, when they did lose the Super Bowl to Tampa, they averaged 7.5 yards a carry or so, and I think they got 9 carries to their running back. Basically saying, yeah, that's not the way we like to win. So you're going to have to do all these things to win. That said, even if you do all those things, you'll still lose 9 out of 10 times.
Exactly.
I happen to agree with Nick, and I hate to do this because I don't like
me.
Agree with Nick.
Well, I like Nick, but I don't like agreeing with Nick. I think it's going to be a blowout.
Yeah, a
blowout. I think it's going to be a double-digit win.
Jacksonville wasn't that
Can I
great
say
of a
something
team.
for Wilds for you to keep your eye on, or do you have a number you want to give us? Go ahead.
No, I have something I want to keep my eye on.
I made
What's that?
you
Go
think,
ahead.
right?
What is it?
Well, I also think it's going to be a blowout because I think that Mahomes and Andy Reid need to throttle the Jags to make sure they don't come back. If you just watch them come back against the Chargers, it could be 27-0. It's like, hey, you want to take the foot off the gas? And Mahomes would be like, no.
Speaking of comebacks,
More.
I'm waiting for that jacket to come back in style.
Oh! Wow!
Shots fired.
Mike Kelsey stat can wait till Nick's
gentleman.
picks. That was great.
Shots
Coming up after the break, my jacket remains in style. And then Daniel Jones proved that he's right. Next, first things first.
Oh, what are you doing?
Here's how Josh is approaching the Cincinnati game.
Obviously, we want to end the ball or end every possession with the ball in our hands, whether it's a touchdown, punting it away or kicking a field goal, and that's our mindset that'll never change. And there is a thin line between being aggressive and being a little bit reckless. So again, just getting back on the right side of that line and being smart, but not being conservative.
Okay. Expecting a clean game from Josh Allen.
No.
I knew it. I
No.
knew it. I knew it.
It's okay.
Because in 14 of his 17 games this year, he had a turnover.
Yeah.
Whether it's an interception,
Throw
in
my
10 of
graphic
them,
up while
or a
Bruce talking,
fumble.
so it illustrates it.
So, but yet in those 14 games, guess what? They're 11-3.
Exactly.
And they beat Nick's Chiefs. I'm not even gonna say what they did when they went into Arrowhead. Because I've been saying it all week. I might say it. I'm tempted to say
Because it was 3 months ago. Can you please remind the audience that what you always do the refrigerator in the car and everything?
I like that.
That was a 4-point game. That was a 1-score game. They won the game, but that was a back and forth.
Okay, you're gonna force me to say it.
What'd
I
they
was
do?
gonna let you slide, but now I'm gonna have to say it. They went into your house and they opened your refrigerator and raided it.
Yep.
They slept in your bed. They got up in the morning, used your toothbrush, and then they took your car and drove it without asking.
Did they
That's
bring
what
it
they
back?
did. No, they kept it. Oh, all right. So they also beat Baltimore with him making a turnover.
Yeah.
So look, here's the deal. You can live with one turnover. But you can't live with multiple turnovers, and you can't live with the big pick six or fumble return for a touchdown. So he's gonna be scoring, and he's not gonna be boring. He is going to do his thing, and he'll make a bad play here or there. But if it's one turnover, I can live with that, and they can still.
All right, I have, the weekend hasn't even started, and I have gotten my first victory because I have successfully, almost single-handedly, moved the Overton window on the Josh Allen discourse to, well, of course he's going to do at least one dumb thing. The question is, can he overcome it?
That's what he does.
Right, but for the guy who was supposed to be the best quarterback in the league and the league MVP, it just seems a little curious that we're now here. But I'm glad we're now all on the same page. And Vegas agrees he is the
We're
most
not on the
likely
same
quarterback to throw an interception this weekend. That doesn't even include fumbles. And yeah, the Bills would love if he just puts the ball in